Mafia Mama taking over Vincent's mind. Dune 2 star confidently hypes up the upcoming sequel, and Charlie Day lampoons the Hollywood machine in his directorial debut. All this and more on this week's episode of Freeze Frame.
And welcome back to Freeze Frame, brought to you by Strictly Casual, the show where we stop to take a moment to discuss all the heavily talked about news of the week having to do with movies, TV, streaming, and pop culture. I'm one of your hosts, Vincent DeSantis, and today I am joined, as always, by Ryder Maldonado. Welcome, everybody, to episode 107. And before we kick things off with some housekeeping, Ryder, I want to know, is there any podcast that you're listening to this week? Anything that you've been jumping into in the podcast realm, regardless of what it is?
You know what? Honestly, I've really enjoyed listening to the Kind of Funny podcast and the Kind of Funny Games podcast. You know, I've been diving deep into their whole world and kind of the community of the Kind of Funny best friends. It's the energy, you know, it's No Bike Mike. It's the comedy of Andy Cortez. It's just all those guys. And I have a good time listening to them. What about you?
It's a good crew. The Kind of Funny crew's real great. Yeah. They're tried and true in my podcast listening journey, but I've been trying to branch out into a couple other like subjects I don't really listen to because I'm, you know, I listen to a lot of video games and a lot of movies. Yeah. Like those are like the two hand in hand.
Right, sure.
But I'm trying to look for different formats and different ways that people kind of present their audio shows and trying to get like inspiration through that too, I guess. And, you know, obviously I've been really into F1 this year.
Yeah.
And
cool.
Since the season's going, there's a couple great F1 podcasts, one in particular hosted by Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell and a couple Top Gear people as well. And it's called DRS or F1 with DRS, and it's fantastic. Dax Shepard also, you know, he has his whole brand of podcast called Armchair Expert, and he does a bunch of different ones, and so the F1 is just part of that. And it's very interesting seeing different people's styles. Like there's a reason he's so successful as a podcaster, and it's like it's crazy. So I was listening to a lot of different Dax Shepard ones. And yeah,
he has a good voice. Yeah.
I think that it's worth checking out. Like, I'm trying to go even more out of my comfort zone. Start listening to something that like I don't know anything about. See like how they present information. Anyways, random question. Guys, thank you so much for listening to us on audio platforms. It helps us out a bunch. You can let us give us a review. Let us know what you think. Hop into Discord if you want to stay up to date and join our community. And of course, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter for all those quick updates, those punchy hits on pop culture.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Also, now, you know, I was gonna throw out real quick about it's always saying, you know, those guys, Charlie Day, Glenn Howerton, they have a podcast too, and I was like, oh, they chat about some funny stuff.
I listened to all their clips online. I've never actually listened to the whole podcast.
Me neither. Just threw it out there.
It's the same with the Bert Kirshner and whatever the other guy's name is, Tom something. Not Tom. They have their podcast, Two Bears in a Cave or something like that.
Okay, I know. Yeah. I think
their clips are hilarious. I watch them every single time they pop up. I've never listened. No, I have listened to one episode, and that's when they had Tarantino on to talk about his book, his newest book. And I listened to that, but that's the only like full episode I've listened to.
You know, there's also this is the last one. I know I can go on forever. Sorry. Theo Vaughn, he's a comedian. Oh my gosh.
I've seen his clips too.
He is, to me, hilarious, bro.
I don't understand him.
His comedy gets me, man. I'm just like I don't do that comedy, but I find him so funny. Like he's so silly. I think
he's very funny too. I don't get him. Like which is hilarious in itself.
He's from I think Louisiana or like South, right? Carolina, somewhere.
Different way of life.
And I know those types of people from Texas. Like that guy was in high school with me. Like I know those guys. So like,
that's funny.
It's funny kind of seeing that, but that guy in this podcast.
Can I tell you about a little something that I saw this week, Ryder? Before I know at the end of the episode, we get into what we've been watching.
Yeah.
But I want to start this episode off on fire and tell you that everybody, there's two movies I'm going to recommend that you drop everything and go to the theater and see. But this first one is Mafia Mama, starring Toni Collette, directed by the Twilight director, Catherine Hardwicke, I think.
Wow.
And let me tell you, Ryder, this movie's bad. This movie's pretty bad. I mean, I think I give it like, right. It was like, 5 out of 10 type of thing, but it's impossible to rate on a quality scale because you go into that movie and you have the best time of your entire life. Dude. Yeah. I could sit down and rewatch it. Like right at the end, I'd be like, run it back. I'll pay again. Like, let's run this ride one more
You're
time.
going,
I
yeah.
I wanna see it. It is hilarious, and if you're going in expecting some masterpiece, like, you're wrong, you're mistaken,
Mhm.
you're in the wrong theater, but if you wanna go have a f if you just wanna lay it all out there, Ryder, just lay it
Live.
all out
Just
there,
live.
just be alive for 2 hours, please do yourself a favor and go see Mafia Mama.
Mafia Mama's the way to go, dude. That's awesome. I'm happy you had
I
a good time.
loved it.
I wanted to see it, you know? It's just it's my final 2 weeks of school, you know? It's
I
those
it's
those 3
busy.
weeks, it's like they're like, "Hey, you got 3 papers and 2 finals to do." I'm like, "Oh gosh."
Yeah.
But the movies, I will get to that one eventually, and I'm happy you had a great time with it.
It's gonna hit a cult classic level for me that it
Oh,
will not hit for other people. I know
yeah.
for a fact. Like, I'll think about this movie way more
Mhm.
than, like, people that dismiss it. It
Yeah.
will be dismissed, you know?
But that's fine.
Anyways,
That's alright.
I can talk more about Mafia Mama later. What else you wanna talk about today, Ryder?
We can skim through Succession's latest episode. Again,
Haven't seen it.
we're following the I could spoil last week's episode though, right? You think
I
it's been a
guess, but we're
week?
not this isn't a Succession podcast.
Okay, it was great. You guys go check it out. Anyways, Mando, we're caught up on Mando. I think that's good. I just want to had a weekly chat. If we're worried about spoilers, then maybe we should. That's just a separate thing. Guys, go watch Mando and we'll talk about it later.
I
That's
feel
not
like
where
for
this
the
stays.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, well, just know everybody, we're having a good time. I'm having a good time, and well, I want to hear Vince. I don't want to, speak for Vince.
I wanna talk about Mando in length outside of
This
a
is true.
podcast
Okay,
setting,
good point.
and Succession in length outside
You're
of this
right.
podcast.
You're right.
You know
Me
what I
too.
mean?
It
And
does
it's separate
deserve that.
recording.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are gonna be on here and be like, I haven't watched Mando. I don't watch Succession. I'm here for the title topic, which is what is the title topic, Ryder?
We're talking about Air and Renfield, right? Wait, is that what you're talking about? Right?
Yeah, we're talking about all sorts of
Okay.
stuff.
Okay, Air Renfield. Right. I didn't know where you
I
were
think
going. My bad. My bad.
I was pitching you. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
was throwing you the ball underhand, just ready for you to just knock it out of the
I'm
park.
just not used to this throws. My bad. I
And that
fumbled
is
the bag.
Aaron Renfield.
Yeah.
We're out gross Thursday by Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. And what is a podcast episode without
Mhm.
my headphones dying halfway through? So, Ryder,
No,
tell
it's
me a little
tradition.
bit
Yeah.
about the beginning of this
Okay.
story.
This comes from IndieWire with the help of Fathom Events and about 1,100 theaters. Middle Earth rises again. Of course, Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. It's seen its 20th anniversary. It's coming this December. It's grossed approximately $1.2 million on this Thursday night, and it's placed at number 2 for the day behind Super Mario Bros., even against films playing 3,000 or more theaters. Just goes to
Wild.
show this film never loses its iconography, its iconicness.
That's the power of the rings,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought this though, because this is wild that like re-releases, they still survive, you know? They're still wanted.
Yeah, it's 20-year anniversary for Return of the King. And keep in mind, they were not playing the theatrical cut. They were playing the extended cut, which is 4 hours and 20 minutes long. So that means, and all the showings, by the way, this is not like multiple showings in a day to beat these movies. This is one 7 o'clock showing per theater on this day.
God.
So that means it had to have been like almost a sold out theater at all of these theaters
Yeah.
to be able to hit these numbers, which is gigantic. It makes me very excited for their re-releasing Return of the Jedi for its 40th
Ooh.
anniversary in 2
Yeah.
weeks to bring it in theaters. And I think there is a market for that. I look at all these Fathom events and stuff too,
Mhm.
because I mean I've been going to movies a lot recently with A-list.
Mhm.
They're bringing Ghibli movies in, like all sorts of different things,
Mhm.
and I think it's an attempt to pull people back to the theater, I guess, too. So
Yeah,
it's
good
not
point.
just
Good point.
it's your favorites,
Mhm.
and I think it's proving to be successful, I would say.
Yeah, and because even like we saw recently, Zack Snyder's doing like a fun foundation for all of his
Yep.
Snyder cut Batman vs Superman, and I think you make a great point because it is one of those things where it's like, cool, the theaters are back at 100%, but now it's like, you know what, just re-release the Star Wars, the old, Lord of the Rings, the old
I wish they would
whatever,
do that for all
everything,
of them.
right? Like, yeah, all of them would be cool, right? And it's like, why not? Because I think the theater experience, seeing it on a big screen and big sound systems, like I've never seen Star Wars the
No.
original in a theater,
Yeah.
right? So this is
Right.
finally the chance, and with Lord of the Rings too, it's like you get
Yeah.
that chance to enjoy that experience.
Yeah,
Man,
exactly.
that's wild.
I would love to go see this. They added a second date to go see this in 2 weeks,
Mhm.
to extend the time, so it's more than 1 day. But, oh my
Ooh.
god, it's kind of intimidating. 4.5 hours sitting down there in the theater.
But I'll tell
It's
you
like a
what, you might forget, but everybody, Vincent DeSantis did conquer a double screening that was probably 4 hours not too long ago with
what did I
Dungeons
do?
and
What did I do?
Dragons and Super Mario. How long was
I
that?
did.
That
I
was
did
like
have to pee in
three and a
between there,
half
though.
hours.
You know,
Oh yeah,
I
but
did have to.
there has to be one moment where you're like, look, I can get up and go. This is the long dialogue part, right? Come on. I mean,
Yeah, but there's so you're. I would have to find a time. I would have
as
to find a time
beautiful
to
as
really
it is,
go
I
through
know
it.
it's amazing. I mean, I haven't seen it though. That's the thing.
Oh my god,
I
that's
know.
right. Don't
It's
remind me.
like Godfather, dude. I know I haven't seen it, but it's like, I want to.
I would almost say that you should watch Lord of the Rings before you watch The Godfather. I would say I would put that even higher on the list.
I believe it. I still can't believe Two Towers is one of the most Oscar award winning film of all
No,
history.
Return of the King. Return of the King.
Return of the King? That's
Yeah.
the third one, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's still wild.
Dude,
Like,
the third one's the best. I would say Two Towers the worst.
okay, so 3-1-2 for you, right?
I would do a 3-1-2. Yeah.
Ah,
Even though I've watched number one like probably more times than any movie in my entire life.
that's wild.
God.
Let us know. Are you going to see Lord of the Rings? Are you going to see Star Wars re-releases? Is this your thing? This is we like doing this. I want to check it out. I'll go.
Oh, I want to go. I want to go to see Return of the King for sure.
Yeah, hopefully
But
make some time for it.
talking about the return of the King is going to be Charlie Day in his directorial debut in a movie called Fool's Paradise. Did you watch the trailer for this, Ryder?
I did, yeah.
Me too.
Thoroughly, pleasantly surprised.
Totally. I heard that this trailer was going to come out or whatever, and I was like, oh, Charlie Day's directing. Great. Awesome. And I'm hoping he gets to like do a little press off of this
Yeah.
from the Super Mario Bros. Like press tour that
Mhm.
he's on, like at least mention it or something. But I don't know what I was expecting from this,
Mhm.
but it seems delightful. I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks very fun.
So he plays this like silent character, and he's filling the role
He's
of
mute,
he's playing him. Yeah, he's mute, and he's playing another person, right? So it's himself
two
playing
people
two
in the
separate
movie.
characters. One guy can talk, and he's like a celebrity, and they're like, "Hey, look, this mute guy can now be your double for some
'Cause he looks
predicament."
like you.
Yeah, he looks like you because it is him. But I forget why they're like, "Hey, let's have him fill in your role," kind of like
It's a stunt double.
it's a
right?
stunt double thing. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really honestly, it's Charlie Chaplin inspirations. That's what I think it is. It really is that slapstick
sure.
comedy. And who else but Charlie Day to do this thing, right? Like he appreciates that type of thing.
I think, Charlie Day he can do physical humor very well. And it's obvious in Always Sunny and stuff like that. But like when he does voices, it's harder to tell. So this will be very interesting. It's like he's the king of the show here for this movie, directing and starring in 2 roles of the movie. Like he is the king of the castle. This little article from IndieWire basically says Charlie Day, who also wrote the screenplay, stars. He wrote it, directed it, and starring. And it's going to be about like a temperamental method actor who refuses to finish production on his Western film. But when the producer of the film, played by the late Ray Liotta, which
that's right,
that means Cocaine Bear
Wasn't
is not his final movie. Thank God.
How wild.
So the producer of this Western film discovers a mute man wandering the streets of Los Angeles and gets roped into filling in for the movie star. Soon, the publicist, Ken Jeong, hilarious, gives him the stage name Latte Pronto, because in the trailer, Ken asks for a latte pronto. Which is so funny. But the cast also has, Kate Beckinsale, Adrian Brody, Jason Sudeikis, Eddie Falco, who is Carmela in The Sopranos, Jason Bateman, Common, Jillian Bell, Dean Norris, Jimmy Simpson, and John Malkovich, and more.
Wow, it's like a Wes Anderson flick. Making this ensemble cast, dude.
Pretty insane. Yeah, it's a pretty nuts cast.
That's pretty cool. Listen, I'll check it out. I think it's going to be one of those, pretty good movies, and I'll enjoy it. Yeah,
looks like a lot of fun. I'll be there.
Something else I think we'll enjoy is Dune 2 coming out this year, November. Hopefully. I mean, I think it'll stay that date. Apparently it's better than part 1. I mean, is that a surprise? Maybe, potentially. Sometimes sequels don't hit the mark. Sometimes the first ones are better.
I want this to be on par with 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if it's just on par, I will be blown away.
I'd be happy with any sort of debate being like, oh, part 2's better, part 1's better. Like, that's what I want.
Yeah. Because I think, look, the fact that Denis Villeneuve, I'll get into this, but about the fact that Denis Villeneuve is still directing and creative control is like, that's all you need. This is all you need. You're on the right path, right? You don't need to switch up direct. Because sometimes you see them and they're like, I'll take an executive producer role and someone else would direct. It's like, no. Denis wants this.
I believe that will happen for the
Like
rest of Dune because I think that Dune, like, they have set up
two-parter.
well, we have this two-parter, but it's only the first book. We're talking
Mm,
Dune is a 5-book thing plus a prequel book and something else, like, and they just get longer and longer
they're
and
gonna
more, like
franchise it, yeah.
it already is, like, the
Yeah,
Dune
yeah.
books are already a successful franchise, and, I mean, I think WB has found and Warner Brothers has found, like, a great success
Their
in
Star
Dune.
Wars, really. It's like, "Yo, we got this," you know?
Yeah, I
'Cause they're doing the series on the women, right?
the
I
Bene
forget
Gesserits or
Bene
Bene Gesserit?
Gesserits, thanks for yeah. They're doing that
Um
series, so
I didn't know that. Yeah, so, here's what I'm gonna assume is
sure.
that Denny will do, like, obviously Dune Part 1 and Part 2,
Mhm.
and then he will jump into that executive producer role because I guarantee WB is gonna wanna continue this.
Yeah.
There's no shot he wants to jump on for 10 movies.
It's like, "Well, I don't know about this. I need to
He
step
will
back." Yeah,
not.
yeah.
He's the rumors came out this week that he is in the talks to direct the next era of James Bond.
Oh!
He will be head that effort.
Blow my mind, will ya? That sounds great. That sounds cool. We can get into that. But okay, so here's the article from Screen Rant. Dune Part 2 star Rebecca Ferguson has teased about the upcoming sequel to 2021's Dune, that it will be even better than the first. Ferguson portrays Lady Jessica, the mother of protagonist Paul Atreides, and a Bene Gesserit that trained Paul to harness their powers despite him being a man. Jessica's role in the story is key to how Paul becomes known as Muad'Dib among the freemen of Arrakis.
Fremen.
The Fremen, the Fremen of Arrakis, who believe he will liberate their planet. Speaking to Jake's Takes on YouTube, Ferguson teased that everything she knows about Dune Part 2 points it to being even better than the first Dune film. Quote, I'm going to say that Dune Part 2 is better than Part 1, and that's me without even seeing it. That is me saying it based on what I've read, based on what I've seen, and based on what I've filmed. I think it's going to be better. Wow.
Yeah. So I rewatched Dune recently. I think we talked about this last week's episode.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh,
just
no?
with oh, maybe not, but I
Yeah, but
I
what you think?
watched it
Yeah.
when I went home, with, my dad and my sisters, their
Mm-hmm.
first time seeing it,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
they really liked it. At
Mm-hmm.
the end, my dad was like had all these, like, questions about the world, and I was like, "Honestly, I don't know." Like, I don't really
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I'm not like I'm a I like the movie a lot, but I'm not like a huge Dune fan where I know, like,
Mm-hmm.
every little thing about everything. But the world is super intriguing to me, and I think the first movie is great, and it holds up so well on a
Mm-hmm.
second watch that I could easily watch a third and be completely engrossed in what's
Yeah.
happening.
No, yeah, it has kind of those classic tropes of the savior kind of setting up of who he's gonna be, the white savior trope. I think
Absolutely.
they kind of
Oh
mentioned
god. Well,
about that, but whatever. But
sure.
look, take it from me. Watching it, this is the type of film that maybe you might think it's too slow, or maybe you won't get it. Maybe it's hard to understand the themes or the kind of exposition dumping. But no, it's clear for a average moviegoer like myself, and like anybody. And I think
Yeah.
it's good. I'm basically trying to recommend this movie for anybody who hasn't taken the chance on it.
And I think a lot of people have watched it.
Yeah,
That's why it's
already.
so
Yeah,
successful. Like,
yeah.
I think people are just
It's great.
awaiting this part 2. But if I had to put my money down right now on this episode 107 of Freeze Frame at the whatever 20 something minute mark, my money is on Denis jumping into that executive producer role come uh, the announcement of Dune Part 3 or whatever they're going to call it. They'll probably subtitle it. It'll be Dune something Part 1, Dune Awakening Part 1 or whatever it's going to be. I don't know.
There you go. I gave you the pause. That's gonna go on. You guys, check out. That's gonna be a short. It's gonna be living loud, large on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
Beautiful.
It's gonna live forever. It's gonna be there. We got it.
It's going to be amazing.
I'm excited.
I'll be there. IMAX day 1 for sure.
Oh yeah, man. Oh, also, you brought you. I think you posted this in the Twitter about it being an IMAX only for a week because of another film that's I think a Marvel film that's gonna be in IMAX at the same time. So Dune Part 2 is only gonna be in a
Yeah.
week in IMAX.
Yeah,
Only
it's
one week.
1 week in IMAX until Captain Marvel, comes out and usurps
Uh,
it. So,
Interesting.
um, and WB
November?
not the Marvels, sorry, not the Marvels. No,
Oh,
maybe
yeah. I
it is
don't
the
know.
Marvels.
Yeah, but
November.
I believe. I'm just like, wow. I didn't realize that they came out
Yeah, it's the
same
Marvels.
time.
It's the week after,
That's
and
crazy.
WB makes
Mm.
it so that you cannot watch that full version of of IMAX on their streaming service. Whereas, like, Disney Plus, they have like the IMAX versions of
Mm-hmm.
some of their movies and
Just
stuff, which is like
kind of
the
wow.
full
That was
screen
cool.
ones. It
Yeah.
does crop the sides on when you watch it at like your home TV a little bit, but like
Mm-hmm.
still cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Because when we saw Dune in IMAX, and like you see more ships, like everything. It's like it's gigantic. And
Oh
then watching on
yeah.
my home TV is like I was like, oh, it's not the same, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's not the same. So 100% this will be one more than worth it to go to IMAX. I don't say that about every movie, but this would be spend that little extra money and go see it because that's
Yeah.
worth it.
Maybe at the Universal City Walk. I don't know what's the better IMAX theater because I think City Walk is louder, but
Okay.
Chinese theater is bigger. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'll have to figure that out. I'll get the stats. I'll get those stats and that screen
Right.
size. Because every IMAX
Okay.
is
Yeah,
like
get
different,
those
right?
inches. Get those inches.
Get those
over.
inches. I get those for you. Here we go. I brought this because I thought this was kind of funny. Mia Goth, not funny, interesting. Mia Goth, is of course the new Scream Queen, right now. She's talking Maxine, the third film in the X franchise. No, what is it?
Which ones have you seen?
Neither.
Oh, God.
I
Okay.
know.
I watched X, but I did not watch Pearl.
Yeah. Again, everyone says X is great. Pearl, okay, a little okay.
Well, I don't know. It's not my jam. It's just not my jam at all. The
Mhm.
movie.
I remember. I
But
think you were, feel free to correct me. Like a bit yucky on that first one. Maybe it
it is a
wasn't
bit.
that movie that I
It's a
vividly
bit
remember you
yucky.
saying yucky for something.
I think you're right. I think I would describe X as
That's a
yucky.
weird word, I know.
Not bad,
Um,
but yucky.
Yeah. So look, Maxine is interesting because I think there's more hype for this third one because it connects to X.
So does Pearl. It's the same character. Of course, it connects to X.
But Pearl was, I mean, in like this is the sequel. Pearl was the prequel, right? Pearl
Oh,
was
okay,
like
sure.
the old lady. So now this is more like the.
They did the Star Wars thing where it's like, okay, let's go
back
mainline before then after.
And then they connect
Just-
that prequel to the second one, and you're like, oh.
I'm sure they will.
No. Okay, so here we go. This is a quote Mia Goth was talking about. Maxine's a survivor. She's gone through a
Can you do
lot.
it in Mia Goth's voice, please?
Maxine's a survivor. She's gone through a lot. When we meet her again in this new
That was
world
great.
that she's in, she's really fought for everything she has. That's my best.
That was
Mia
really
Goth.
good, Ryder. That was really, really good. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. It's because I just recently saw a video of hers at a fest or
It's so
something.
high pitch and airy and like.
And she has an accent too. It's like a
Yeah.
British accent. I can't pinpoint it, but
Me neither.
it is high pitched. It's pretty wild.
What else? Is there?
So okay, coming from Games Radar, A24 recently shared its first look at the upcoming movie with a photo of Goth's new character, personalized Maxine number plate, probably on the license plate, I believe.
Number plate.
Oh yeah, I don't know why they have number plate. While story details are still few and far between, we know it's been 5 years after X. It's also got Elizabeth Debicki, Moses Sumney, Michelle Monaghan, Bobby Cannavale, Lily Collins,
Whoa.
Halsey,
Whoa.
Giancarlo Esposito,
Oh my god.
and Kevin Bacon.
Why is it so stacked?
Dude.
Must be a good script.
Right? It must be a damn good script for them to be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm in.
Must be great. A lot of word of mouth. I don't know if the first. I don't know. They went from having Kid Cudi to like Giancarlo Esposito and Kevin Bacon. Like I feel like that's a big jump.
That's a big jump. Yeah.
Not to say that
Sorry,
Kid
Kid
Cudi's a
Cudi.
bad actor. No, there's nothing wrong with Kid Cudi.
No, but you got to have the hierarchy. There always is. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I think I'm excited for this, and I think it's one of those
No,
things.
you're not. You haven't watched Pearl. You're not excited for this.
That's the thing. No, here's
Or X.
Look, it's one of those things where it's like this movie gets me excited. So should I now watch 1 and 2 to either step me away from this or get me all in? You know what
I think you're talking out your ass. I think you gotta. That's what I think.
mean, I brought it because I was like, it's good. Okay, it intrigued me. I think excited is my go-to. I don't know why I'm so excited. I'm intrigued. That's what I'll say.
Okay, watch X.
But
Come
you're
back
right.
to me. Come back to me.
I gotta still watch Lord of the Rings, bro.
Oh my.
We're done,
God.
dude. It's not happening.
You watch Beau is Afraid yet?
I refuse. I refuse to watch anything Ari Aster now. All respect to him. He's an auteur, man. He's an auteur of our time, but
You haven't
scared.
watched Hereditary?
No, I've watched. I gave Hereditary a chance, and I gave Midsommar a chance, but I just feel like I want to throw up after I watch these movies. And for some, that's great, yeah. But and Beau is Afraid. I know it's been a stark contrast of I hate it and I love it. And I don't think I'm gonna be on either side. I just think I'm gonna say, hey, I need a puke bag, bro. I don't know how I feel
Can't wait.
about this.
I cannot wait to go see it. I'm gonna wait a little bit till Allie comes out and we're gonna see it. And I'm gonna have to see a day showing, so it's still daylight when I leave the theater. So I'm not.
That's even
scared.
worse, bro. No, because you go outside and you're like, Oh, it's still daytime.
Bro,
Where
I
am
saw
I?
Midsummer.
Uh-huh.
I saw Midsummer during the day, and it was still, like, day outside, and I was like
Oh.
I just had to lay down on the couch the rest of the afternoon. I was like, I can't do anything, dude."
That is not encouraging me at all to watch Bo is Afraid.
It was gross.
Oh man.
Great movie, great
And,
movie.
and
Midsummer was really good.
then to make it worse, I keep seeing that kid's face on my TikTok feed. And he's like, "I'm real," and I'm like, "Get out of
Wait,
here,
the
dude!"
Hereditary kid?
No, the kid from Bo is Afraid, because
Oh.
I don't know, everyone was like, "Is he CGI?" Like,
Oh, I thought he was CGI also. Yeah, but he's in real life.
he did, dude. It was weird. It's like a weird kind of what's
Dude
it
looks
called?
like Joaquin Phoenix. That casting
Yeah,
director deserves a raise.
honestly. And then he's just post, "I'm not CGI." I was like, ugh, I don't know, ugh.
Maybe that's CGI. Maybe they created a fake account and he doesn't actually exist. You ever seen him on a red carpet?
Oh my
I did,
god.
but it was
Oh,
all I saw some red carpet videos of him.
oh
It
yeah.
was all CG'd over his face. He doesn't actually
Oh, deep
exist.
fake, bro. Yeah,
Yeah,
easy.
deepfake for sure.
It's not real. He's not real.
He's
It's a
not real.
marketing
Photoshop.
ploy.
Anyways, Disney's live action Lilo and Stitch finds its Nani Lilo's sister. This is an exclusive. Not an exclusive for
Right,
us.
Hollywood
Wherever
Reporter.
Variety got this.
Yeah, it's an exclusive from Strictly. No, it's from Variety. My bad. I mean,
Tell me.
Hollywood Reporter. Oh, you want?
Yeah,
Okay.
tell me about it. I don't know.
Okay, so they casted both the sister and David. So these are Hawaiian actors. Great. I mean, they had to be. I know. I had some Hawaiian friends that they were commenting about this, and they were like, "Look, I don't know if this girl is actually Hawaiian, but I don't know. This report says that they are." Has found it's not. You know, because if you're casting Hawaiian characters, you got to make them Hawaiian. I think, right?
Yeah.
And again, I don't understand because I think there's something with tribes of Hawaii. I don't understand about the Hawaiian culture. I think there's something about that. Lilo's older sister and legal guardian in the Lilo and Stitch. The actress name is Sydney Elizabeth Aquadong, I believe. Yeah. The Hollywood Reporter has learned newcomer Maya Kaloa is playing Lilo. Zach Galifianakis joined the cast. We don't know who he's gonna be. Again, there's
He's playing Stitch.
oh god, no. Oh god. But
No, I
like
don't know.
just in like CGI or like a suit. It's just Zach Galifianakis in a suit.
That'd be hilarious. A giant Stitch.
I don't know how I feel about this. I'm gonna roll up in a ball.
I think. Yeah. Did you already say the director? Dean
No,
Fletcher
no, you
Camp.
got it. Yeah, you got it.
He's a filmmaker behind Indie Darling and Best Animated Feature Oscar nominee Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, which is pretty awesome. Directing the remake that's intended to be major release
Mhm.
on Disney Plus, which kind of,
Okay, that's fine.
I want to see it in theaters, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just like,
I want to see these movies released in theaters. It's like Peter Pan and Wendy
oh
comes out in
yeah,
2 weeks.
that one looks.
Disney Plus.
Yeah,
You can't go see it in the theater. What?
it's like
David Lowery, someone that has
I
proven
know.
to give incredible visuals in many of his films, and you have this Disney budget to make a Peter Pan movie with Jude Law playing Hook. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
that's a
feel like
theater movie. That's a theater
this
release.
would be one that I am interested in seeing in theaters because most of these live action Disney remakes I haven't been super interested
Mhm.
in. Overall, this one I'm super interested in. I can't even see it in the theater.
Agreed. Agreed. I am not like when it comes to a lot of the Disney animation. Like I never really watched a lot of the animated films, so I was like when they make like Little Mermaid. Well, like brief.
Ryder, hold on. Pause.
Oh no!
Pause.
Oh no! Yeah,
Pause. Have you seen Lilo and Stitch?
yeah. It's my
Okay, thank
favorite.
God.
Okay. Like Little
Goodness.
Mermaid, I've seen it, but I was never like, oh, this is my film as a kid. Like Lilo
Oh,
and
it's
Stitch
beautiful.
was. This is my
Okay.
favorite. So this is the movie that I'm scared about when it comes to live.
Yeah.
Like Little Mermaid, I'm like, cool, I'll see it, but I'm not worried about it not doing well because I
You have
don't
no
have
attachment to it.
I have no stake in that fight. That's what I'm
Totally.
trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Lilo and Stitch is like, no, Stitch, one of my favorite Disney character. Like I love Stitch. He's crazy. He's literally
Yeah.
me. That's why I'm nervous about this, but the casting is looking all right. I think they're getting some good Hawaiian actors, and I know some people were. I saw some comments about dream castings and stuff, but I mean they look good so far.
Every time. Yeah.
Yeah, every
Dreamcast
time,
is
yeah.
everybody's gonna have some sort of opinion on who the best person will play. You just hope that, Dean, the director, will be able to pull the performances out of the actors.
Yeah.
That he wants to get. Um, it's definitely promising that it's the Marcel the Shell director because that just did so well, so
Oh yeah.
incredibly well, and was a silly premise, but
Hmm.
then extremely heartfelt, in the
Yeah.
actual movie. And I think that this, Lilo and Stitch, animated wise, it has that same thing where on the surface it's like, oh, this girl meets this little alien, and they're there's other alien guys trying to get Stitch back and all this kind of stuff, but in the movie, there are some, like, pretty emotional, like, elements in
Mhm.
Lilo and Stitch.
Ohana means family. That's
Yeah,
it,
and
man.
I think this has the potential to have a good live action adaptation. It'll I mean, I'm very scared that Stitch gets
Stitch.
Sonic treatment where, like, there's
I
gonna be
was
a
just about to
picture and
say.
people are gonna freak
Mhm,
out, being like,
mhm.
"This doesn't look like him, he needs to change," like,
His
all this
fur
stuff.
is hideous. Put more fur.
Who knows? I'm sure that's gonna be just an absolute shit show of online stuff
Yeah.
that I don't care
Very
about,
lot,
but,
yeah.
hey, of the Disney live action remakes, I would be on the more excited side for this one,
Mhm. Or
for
happy hurt,
sure,
happy hurt. Right, I think it's
definitely.
clip time, baby.
Amazing. Are you ready, Ryder?
Yeah. You got it. You
Okay.
like you got it.
In 3, 2, 1. HBO and Discovery's Max streaming service is here. Why is it called Max? This is from The Verge. Ryder.
Here we go. While the regular HBO Max app will go away completely and automatically update to Max on May 23rd, Discovery Plus will remain as a standalone option that remains the same $4.99 per month with ads or $6.99 per month without. Warner Brothers Discovery automatically migrate the HBO Max users, their profiles, watch histories, and billing information to the new service Max. I mean, I don't know. How are we feeling about this name? I feel like I get that they're trying to separate, HBO from the Max, but I think HBO is that's the distinguished thing, right?
I think the streaming service HBO is like synonymous with the name HBO and like Max. They're dropping all of their branding. Like the
Yeah.
purple, when I think of HBO, the streaming service, I think of a purple, like gradient HBO Max sort of thing. Just by doing Max, and then they change it to this like
Blue now.
basic blue that looks like Paramount and
Disney
Amazon
Plus
and
and yeah,
Disney Plus and,
everything.
like, everything's blue. Yeah, I it feels like a huge miss to me, but what else do we have here?
Apparently this movie's been long in the works at Warner Brothers. Discovery would come up with a better name. You would think that they would come up with just better thing than Max. Warner Media completed its messy mega merger with Discovery last year, which emerged the elimination of several shows and movies. We know Batgirl was canceled
Ugh,
amongst a lot of other shows. It was
heartbreaking.
It's sad because we see a lot of early screenings coming out for films like Aquaman and Flash and other things, and there's thoughts and prayers and opinions are out there online already.
Sure.
A precedent happened. Warner Brothers Discovery hinted at some of Mac's originals coming to the service, including DC's The Penguin, a spin-off to The Big Bang Theory, and a fresh take on The Conjuring. David Zaslav, who's the head of all this, also touted that the popular franchises the company owns, like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, etc., they plan to be taking advantage of that for this new service, which is like they've been rebranding a lot. I just realized that they had like HBO Plus, and then it was like HBO Max more, or like something like they've been rebranding a lot.
It was HBO was like
The first, right?
the cable package, and then HBO Now was like the on-demand thing that you could get with it, and then those just became HBO Max sort of deal. Like it's changed a lot over the
Yeah,
years in the different presentations. Because I mean, HBO home box office, like their initial thing was to have those like premium shows, premium movies,
yeah.
outside of the cable package, and
So
so
that,
now
that
it's like
morphed into streaming.
it's evolved into streaming
Wow,
what it is now. Yeah, which is
crazy.
pretty interesting.
Apparently the goal is to build a streaming service that brings enough variety of content to beat out rivals like Netflix and Disney Plus. But now that their branding is exactly the same as Disney Plus, Paramount,
Oh
and
god. Yeah.
it's gonna be like, are you watching it on HBO Max? What do you mean? What's that now? No, I was kidding.
At least they have the content.
At least
That's
they
the
got the
big thing.
content.
But here's some numbers I wanna throw
Oh
at you,
yeah.
Ryder. I thought this was very interesting. Like it says, for now, Warner Brothers Discovery's goal is much more modest, with the company hoping to reach 130 million subscribers. That's their modest guess what they're going to get. Discovery Plus will now be known as Max, or sorry, they want 130 million subscribers by by 2025. The three services currently have around
Mm,
96.1 global subscribers, so they want to get about 40 million more people on the service in 2 years. Um, it also added they got 1.1 million added just in the fourth quarter of 2022. I think that's just because
yeah.
they've had back to back to back like really quality
Bangers.
shows. I
Yeah.
think that's like House of the Dragon coming on to The Last of Us, coming on to Succession, like Barry now. Like
Yeah.
they really is back to back for
Hmm.
that prime time slot. Um, and Netflix currently right now The fourth quarter of 2022, Netflix clocked in at 230 million subscribers. And
Crazy.
keep in mind, this is like 50 million less than what they had previously before they had their price hike. So like Netflix at its prime was like close to
Ye
300 million
That's
people.
crazy. And that is with Netflix probably password sharing. So you're talking probably
Oh yeah.
upwards of 4, maybe 500 million people,
Get ready
bro.
for that to get axed down
Yeah.
because when password sharing stops, that's
Mhm.
I mean,
It's gonna go
they're
down more.
hoping that the number goes up. They're hoping that the number goes up through that. No,
Yeah.
actually, here's the thing. The subscriptions may stay the same. I don't think their subscriptions go up very much. What they're gonna see is that their shows, they're gonna have
You
less metrics, there's
Yeah,
less
watch
views for
time
their
are like,
shows.
cool, yeah.
Yeah, because like, you and I could be on the same account. You're
Mm.
watching the show, I'm watching the show versus past like, plus someone else
Oh,
where
it's
it'd be
just
like all
one
3 of us
person.
watching a show,
Yeah,
and now it's just gonna be 1 person instead of the 3 accounts, 3 different watch
yeah,
time, view
that's
hours
true.
per account.
True,
It's
true. It's
crazy.
it's going up. We're seeing Netflix and other streaming because of these prices change go down, and HBO's going up because, like you said, the quality is there. So listen,
What is there? Yeah.
if the brand changes, I'm still gonna have the app. I mean, I'm gonna look
Oh,
at
yeah.
Max and know what it is, and I'm gonna stay on it. But there's price changes, so stay on the
Yeah,
lookout. Let us know if you're gonna
definitely.
reconsider sticking with it. But
Sure.
quality, price, I don't know. It's tough. It's
I'm gonna give you the tough one right now. Right,
Yeah.
if you had to choose 2 streaming services and that's it, what would you choose right now?
HBO Max and Disney Plus for me, for a Marvel fan. How about you?
Yeah, I think it would be Netflix and HBO for me.
Mhm. Yeah.
'Cause I'm not a big rewatcher, and, like, Disney Plus, that's all it is rewatching, except for, like, the
Yeah.
weekly shows,
Yeah.
but those are sparse.
Yeah. Netflix has a lot to fill out your day, and HBO
Yeah,
again, the content is quality, very quality.
very interesting. Let us
Yeah.
know if you were to pick 2 streaming services out of anything, what would they be? Drop them in the comments. Guys, if you're watching this clip on YouTube, you can go to audio platforms and type in Strictly Casual Freeze Frame. It is a little yellow box that says Freeze Frame. This is episode 107. You can listen to the entire podcast over there for free. Or if you want to watch this entire video podcast, you can go to youtube.com/strictly casual and watch it there. Become a member. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out. Beautiful.
But you'd have to choose Disney Plus because you can watch the episode when it goes live on Twitter the next day.
God, that's the curse of social media.
I know. Because sometimes, I haven't watched Mando when it released tonight, and I look on the next time
No.
because I haven't really experienced that for a couple of years, right? Because I'm usually watching these at midnight, right? But for Mando, I've been busy, so I'm like seeing the next day spoilers. I'm like, wow, so this is what it's like. This
Dude,
is what
the entire episode will be spoiled for me before I watch the episode.
Yeah, it's
The
horrible.
character's gonna be in it. Okay, cool. Spoilers, and then it's the dot, then like 7 pictures of the most spoilery thing ever. Like, you see those?
Yeah. Oh,
The
it's
spoilers when
horrible.
they try to tab down.
Because look, people are respectful when they put the actual spoiler when you have to click the show. But when you're
Yeah.
like spoiler and then it's just one dot.
'Cause they want the retweets. They want the retweets.
Horrible. It's horrible. Look, I don't post spoilers that often. I don't. Yeah, like maybe like 10% of the time,
Sure.
but 90% I don't. Yeah.
I just
But
think it's the world we live in. It's
yeah,
it is what it is.
I like to post like reactions, like, oh, that was insane, but I never say what it is. Like
Sure.
I don't ever.
Tonight, my
Mhm.
goal is I'm gonna sit down
Oh,
and I'm gonna
you.
look at my screen time
Uh-huh.
on like each of these
Oh
social
yeah.
media apps, and I'm gonna try to cut
Mhm.
30 minutes down from each one of those and set my screen time limit to those because like I'm finding that I'm going to some of these social medias for some information
Mhm.
and then they get me. They get me in the trap of like I start
Mhm.
scrolling and I lose some time, and I'm
Mhm.
like, that was such a waste of time. Like I'm dumb. I'm done for
Mhm.
that. They get me. They get me every single day that
Mhm.
happens at some
Mhm.
point. So I'm gonna start setting these like time limits to try to like tell my brain that is like if I hit that limit, done. Like I've
Yeah.
clocked out of social media for the day.
That's a good call. Like I was recently, I think this past week or 2 weeks ago, I was gonna tell you guys like, hey, I'm gonna delete Instagram and Twitter for about 2-3 weeks because like I was like
Just
really on
cleanse.
a lot.
Yeah,
Now like I'm not on it as much as I used to be. I'm definitely a lot
sure.
less because I haven't,
I
it's
mean, if
just
it's
bored. But
like realistically, if it's a busy week, I'm on it much less. If
yeah,
it's
true.
not a busy, like if I have some free
Yeah,
time, dude, I waste time on there. I waste time.
I know. I
So
feel you.
And not that it's like not that social media is a bad thing, but like I
No, it
definitely want
takes
to
your
try to
time.
set those like
Yeah.
limits for myself. I think it's smart.
You gotta delete the app. Just do it for a week or two. I think I might do it soon. Maybe like when I'm done with school, I'll do it for 2 weeks and feel like, yes, I'm
Yeah.
like I can keep TikTok because I'm not on TikTok a lot now. Like I used to watch it all the time, but now I don't even hop on the app.
It's Twitter for me.
It's Twitter for me too. It's just Twitter, man.
So bad.
I'm just like, oh, nonstop. Anyways. Okay, well now moving on. That's all our main stuff. Here's some quick little headlines, some things that I thought were kind of interesting. House of Dragon season 2 started production. They're cooking. Oh baby, can't believe it's already that time.
I mean, it's production, but we won't get this show until the end of 2024 or 2020. Yeah, mid 2024,
which is already gonna be in a couple months. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No,
I'm kidding. It's pretty ridiculous. And then we talked about HBO Max and Discovery. $16 a month now with multiple price tiers.
Yeah, talk about some prices, but this is an interesting topic. Wicked movie director John M. Chu is helming another adaptation, this time from the 70s, and it's going to be Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Did you see the photos that were released from this? Sparked huge debate on Twitter.
No, I did not see this. What?
Or maybe it's Wicked photos for the live action.
Yeah,
Wicked.
I think yeah, they did. Yeah. I'm like I don't think they even start pre-production on this.
Okay, so yeah, the Wicked photos. It was two photos that were pitch black. I'm talking pitch black. You can't see a thing in this. And all the memes of like
people got mad
of like you people, like if you live in LA and you're trying to be a social media influencer, drop that phone and pick up a light. We need some more gaffers in Hollywood, baby. Like we need some more light in these scenes. Like,
oh, that is so funny. We need some gaffers up in this.
Yeah, he's like, trying to make it on social media, drop it. Forget about it.
It was I couldn't see it. I had to like zoom in and I was like, wait, is that Ariana Grande? Or I was like, who's who? I was like, yeah, look, I think it looks amazing because I love Wicked, from a theater kid in me, and I'm like, just like, yes. Only once when I was a kid. I don't really remember it now, but I mean, yes, I remember it, but not that much. What I do remember,
this is the director of Crazy Rich Asians and In the Heights, also, which is great. And don't forget, Step Up 3D. Okay,
God, when I tell you, I watch these Step Up movies religiously, bro. I was all in that. Hip hop doing kickball change. Yep. Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat is cool. It's a biblical story.
I haven't seen that either.
Learned about it in school. Yeah.
Have you seen the stage play for it?
I've seen the stage play. Yeah, my buddy. I remember. I'll never forget. It was my buddy Brennan's birthday. We all went there with him to see it for his birthday. Not too bad. It's the story of Joseph. It's a biblical story of Joseph. It's like a musical version of it.
They got the whole Lions Den down there, and they do all that.
Yeah. Well,
interesting.
Yeah, this is, I think you're thinking of Daniel or David.
No, Technicolor, the coat, dude, the crazy coat. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's got the mean dad. He's got the mean dad.
Yeah, and then he becomes like he becomes the pharaoh, I think, right? Doesn't he become the
king or something like that?
Yeah.
I gotta brush up on my Bible.
Me too. I'm not like, I'm just like thinking, but I'm with you. Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't remember. My bad.
Ryder, what you been watching this week?
I tell you what, I've been watching some Wes Anderson. More Wes Anderson. We finally got it.
What did you watch?
I watched French Dispatch. I finally did it, dude.
And thoughts on the Dispatch?
It's great. I definitely get there's a lot of critique for it. Like definitely like style over substance. There's a lot of arts. Look, I had to do a whole presentation on it today, so I really got into it.
Nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah, I really.
Did you have a favorite section of the movie?
Yeah, the film's broken up in 3 parts. The first part is my favorite, kind of with the artists, the troubled artist, and the prisoner guard.
Mia Seydoux and oh my goodness, who plays the
Benicio del Toro?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, Benicio is the prisoner, and but our Adrian Brody's kind of crazy about this art, wants to sell it off. But yeah, I think Wes is just really trying to say, look, artists should be just appreciated, not taken too crazy. Don't take it too serious. It's just to be admired, and that's really it. I don't know. That's kind of what I took from it. But
interesting.
Some good stuff in there, dude. And then
I think that's my favorite part of that one too.
Oh, and and then that's what else? What'd you see?
That's all you saw?
Yeah.
Good.
That I can talk about.
Oh, I got you. Some secret ones. Um,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
yeah,
interrupt you.
go for it,
I
go
saw the
for it.
Batman again. The Batman in concert.
Yes, you did. How
God,
was that?
dude, what an experience, bro. This is a 10 out of 10 movie for me. Seeing the orchestra perform one of, I think, the greatest scores was just beautiful. That's all I got to
That's
say about
awesome.
that. Yeah.
That's epic. Yeah, the pictures looked really cool. Go check out Ryder's Instagram at Mr. Hollywood on Instagram. Look at this man fitted up. Oh my
Thank you.
gosh.
I did the Batman funeral scene. My
He's
cosplay.
fitted. I already talked about Mafia Mama, which was incredible. And I watched 3 other movies this week. I watched Boys in the Hood for the
Oh.
first time,
Oh.
which was great. Which was great. Lawrence Fishburne, young Lawrence Fishburne. We got Ice Cube in here, man. Cuba Gooding Jr. Like, it was great. Angela Bassett's in this, real young. Like, it's
Mhm.
fantastic. It, I don't need to say much. Like, you've heard of Boys in the Hood. Like, if you haven't seen
Yeah.
it, like, I was way behind. I was very behind on this. So, it's great. And then the next day, I saw Suzume. And Suzume, oh my
Wow.
god, I need to watch it again because it was so good. It lived up to the expectations that were set by oh my goodness, Makoto Shinkai's like previous movies.
Yeah.
Who did Your Name and Weathering for You and stuff. And right now, my ranking would kind of be like Your Name is still number one, Suzume number two, and then Weathering for You. That might
Mm.
be a hot take. People really like Weathering for You,
Oh.
but fantastic. The music, the visuals, the story, the characters. I was like, I was just pure bliss all 2 hours sitting there like so happy. I was
Yeah.
so
You gave it a
happy.
4 out of 5 stars. That's huge for you.
I
I was like,
did.
oh, yeah.
Gave it the 8. And you know what, Ryder? I'll
Mm.
tell you, that was part of a great Saturday.
Yeah.
I played I played golf in the morning,
Oh.
went and saw Suzume, came back, sat at the pool. This is on Saturday. Sat at the pool, like in the sun, just
Mhm.
for a long time. That night, cooked some
Get a
salmon
little simmer
with
on
my
you.
roommate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, got a little simmer, and then watched a movie called Hunger on Netflix. It's a Netflix
Oh.
original. I had never heard of this, and it was one of those ones where we're just scrolling around and we're like, "I don't know nothing about this. I'm not gonna look at anything, any reviews. I'm just gonna watch it, see what happens."
Yeah.
Very happily, I was very pleased. It is basically the way I'd describe it to anyone would be, it is Whiplash, but in the kitchen. It's like this young cook wants to
What?
impress the head chef, and they'll do anything to impress the head chef. In the same way, Whiplash is about the young drummer wanting to do anything to,
Ooh.
impress the professor. Um, and it's not like the greatest movie of all time, but there's a lot of great scenes in this that are, I was like, wow, like glued in. The problem, I think, is this movie's too long. It is like an hour or 2 hours and 30 minutes, and it could
Oh.
drop like 30. It could drop 30 minutes and be way better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I recommend it.
I
If you're
just
looking for
went
something to watch,
boom watch
um,
list.
yeah, check it out. It's pretty interesting. I thought the acting was really great too.
Wow. Sounds like a good day. Those good days, those man, this is the good days. We need those days, because
I needed it bad.
uh,
I needed that day bad.
sometimes there's a lot of work. It comes, school or work, whatever you're going through at
Yeah.
home, and then like you come home, but then you get that weekend day and it's relaxation time and everything is just perfect,
Amen, dude.
You're just
It
playing
was
with doing
it was a
things.
perfect day.
Oof.
Cause Sunday was busy. Sunday, I was
Yeah.
driving, I was like running errands,
Hmm.
had to do that. But like Saturday, I could just relax, and I needed that day so bad. It
Yeah.
was great.
That's great, dude. Happy to hear it. Well, ladies and gents, go outside, have yourself one of those perfect days. Enjoy the
And
content.
go watch Suzume.
Go watch Suzume. Yeah, watch Suzume, and if you really want to, be in that crying mood, go watch some Succession. No, it's not a crying.
Oh, I'll be there
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah.
I got
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Succession.
Definitely text me ASAP after you finish, because oh boy.
Absolutely will.
Everybody, thanks for watching. We love you. We thanks for all your support here on the channel, listening and watching on all YouTube. Everything's linked down below for our socials. You can check out the full video on YouTube. And again, everything. Yeah, thanks everyone for listening. Have a great week.
Peace out, everybody.